Welcome to the RV Podcast. This is episode 445.
And in this episode, we are going to talk, among other things, about the most successful camping app on the internet and some new features that will probably make it even more popular. Hello, everybody. I'm Mike Wendland, and this is my lifelong traveling companion and my bride, Jennifer. Hello, my dear.
Hello, Mr. Mike.
Got a great podcast coming up this thing. Lots of topics to talk about. We're going to go behind the door of the Dyrt, which is probably, it is the most popular iOS and Android app about camping on the internet today. And they've got some great new features that we are going to unveil to you as well. And a special deal for you guys as watchers of the podcast, listeners of the podcast, you can try it free for a month. So that's a pretty cool thing. And then we've got social media buzz, lots of stuff people are talking about the RV lifestyle on Facebook, and we'll kind of recap some of the neat posts. We also have a lot of tips, the RV news of the week. We've got some helpful information about your RV's propane system that you really need to listen to. It's been a busy day for us. We did some driving, some slow driving with our Class C leisure travel van's Unity FX today. 3,000 miles on it, and it's in for service with a big mystery of what would have caused the problem.
We do have a mystery. Should we start off by saying that we were taking it in to get the generator fixed?
Yeah, we had one problem.
Just one little problem.
We still do, because we couldn't take it in to get it fixed. You were going to follow me in your car.
I was going to follow in my car, and we were all set to go. I jump in my car, turn on the engine, and my car is possessed. It's just taken off as fast as it can, and I'm just like, terror that this vehicle is out of control.
Yeah.
You know, so I said to Mike, I'm not driving this thing.
Yeah, it was like literally racing the engine.
You had to ride the brake.
So we said, well, we'll leave that there, and you were going to follow me in the truck, and you got in the truck, and I got in the leisure travel van, the Class C, and I pulled out of the driveway and put the accelerator down, and nothing happened. It didn't go anywhere. It went like 5-10 miles an hour, so...
With smoke.
Two things in the same day.
Billowing.
We don't believe in coincidence. Yeah, smoke was billowing. So I called to get a wrecker, and indeed our road service sent us a wrecker. The guy came and he looked at it. He says, it's too tall. I put it on this flatbed. It's going to hit the limbs over the road. So we didn't know what to do, and then we decided, well, it does run. It just runs slow. So we drove the 10 miles to the Mercedes dealer, and... You followed me.
You started out at 5. I think you got up to 25 a couple of times.
Yeah, down the hills.
Yeah, but you
I
had
would go up the hill, and then
I'd
get up to the hill, and then I'd go in neutral and go down the hill pretty good, and then the engine, would go. And it was crazy. It took us the better part of an hour to get 10 miles, and we got it in. And I think what amazed me most is nobody honked at us. Nobody seemed to be upset. They all understood. I had the flashers on, and we got it in. What is the cause? We don't know. A lot of speculation. We shared it on our audience of Ask Us Anything the other night, and many people suggested rodents got in, chewed some wires, built a nest in the exhaust. All of those things could be. I don't know.
I can't wait till tomorrow, because I think tomorrow they'll be able to answer this problem.
So we'll find that. And as to your problem with your car, we had that towed on a wrecker to a garage that will do engine repair for us. But then about 4 o'clock this afternoon, just before we started to record this podcast, we record this just before it's the day before it's released, we got an email from one of our followers who saw us on YouTube the other night and Facebook talking on Ask Us Anything, where we shared this. And he said, I don't want to get you upset. It sounds silly, but it happens a lot. Maybe the floor mat got put in improperly and is pushing down on the accelerator. And we looked at each other and we went,
I bet that's it, because on Saturday we decided to clean the interiors of the truck and my car. So we were working out there like crazy, and it started to rain, and I was upset because I hadn't even gotten to the passenger side of my car to clean it out, and thought, man, I got everything clean except for where I usually sit, or sit a lot. And I tossed the mat in, and I was looking at the mat thinking that Tennessee dirt does not come off with soap and scrubbing. It wants to stay on there. So it was not with tender, loving care that I tossed that mat in the driver's part.
Anyway.
So I'm thinking it really could be the mat.
Yeah, so maybe we'll drive over to the garage tomorrow
Yeah.
and just say, oh, we forgot something, and we'll go look and see. Anyway, it's embarrassing. But we
It is
share
embarrassing.
everything with you, and maybe this will happen to you, and you can check your floor mats. But we're not sure that's it. But I bet it is. We'll find out. Stay tuned next week.
I told my oldest son, wisdom does not necessarily come with age.
No.
I feel kind of like living proof of that.
Yes, we are.
sometimes.
We are indeed. All right, enough about all of our boring things, but there is a lot of really fun stuff that's going on our Facebook group. I just can't believe how that's growing. It's up to 178,000, almost 100. It was probably 180 by the time you listen to this. One of our many folks who help keep that in line and everybody moving smoothly is Wendy Boyer, and she does right now her weekly social media RV buzz, telling us what everybody's talking about on the RV Lifestyle Facebook group. Here's Wendy.
Hi, Mike and Jen. Have you ever been camping somewhere, walked by a really cute RV and thought, I wonder what that looks like inside? I know I have, and apparently I'm not alone. Sarah recently said, let's see what your RV looks like inside. I need some pictures. I need decorating ideas. And boy, did she ever get them. We're talking 700 responses nearly, and counting. I'm going to share a few of these super cute pictures for our YouTube viewers here. But if you're listening to this on the podcast, there are really some talented RV decorators out there. Let me tell you, we're talking color themes, accent pillows, wall hangings, and more. Their RVs look stunning. And speaking of interiors, is it just me, or have you ever noticed that the RVs always have these beds in these tiny spots where there's like a wall here and a wall here, and somehow you're supposed to make it? Well, apparently this is something Eric has thought a lot about, and he compared it on a recent Facebook post to an Olympic sport. He asked for suggestions of how to make your bed or make it look somewhat decent, and he got hundreds and hundreds of them, creating quite the buzz. Some suggested that he get a duvet to kind of cover the mess that way. Others suggested something like Betty's or Super Bag that's like a sleeping bag for a mattress. But my favorite suggestion was from Lynette. Lynette said get a king-size comforter for that RV queen bed, and it will droop over the sides, cover the messiness, and you're good to go out there and get camping. I like that. And then finally, the last post I'd like to share with you today comes from Cindy. Cindy lost her dog last week at a Texas state park. She shared a picture of the poor little guy with our Facebook group, and immediately people tried to help her by sharing the post, saying they were praying for her, offering her support. Thankfully, someone found her dog. He did have a name tag on, and they were able to call her, and she was able to go get him. But the poor little guy, who's 15 years old, was missing for 30 hours. And he was found about 3 feet from a river with a serious eye injury, and he was so upset he couldn't even drink water. Everyone was happy he was found and celebrated with her, and thankfully, like I said, that had a good ending. But that's it for me this week. I am Wendy Boyer, and you can find me over at the RV Lifestyle Facebook group.
I am so happy that this story has a happy ending, that poor little 15-year-old dog found its way back. It was taken back to its people.
We do like happy endings. Hey, if you're not a member of the RV Lifestyle Facebook group, get over there. About 100 people or so plus join every single day, and we would love to have you. It's a great place anytime, day or night. If you got a question, a problem, somebody's there to help you. Just look up RV Lifestyle Facebook group, and you can go. We'll put a description below, a link below, but check it out. All right, when we come back, our interview of the week about the most popular camping app on the internet today.
The one thing that can ruin a perfect RV trip is a bad mattress. And believe us, we know. Over the years, we've had many and found all of them wanting until now.
Now, we sleep on the RV mattress by Brooklyn Bedding. Quite simply, it's the best we've ever slept on.
We chose a queen-size Aurora Luxe Medium firm mattress that arrived slightly rolled up in a box. All we had to do was put it on the bed, unroll it, and wait for it to recover from the compression. And then we put the sheets and the bed covers on and found we slept so well on it that we ordered another one for our home.
That's how comfortable it is. Our sleep is now so luxurious and deep that we can't imagine using a different mattress.
The RV mattress by Brooklyn Bedding comes with a 120-night sleep trial and a 10-year warranty. Shipping is free. If you're disappointed with the current mattress in your RV, you owe it to yourselves to try the RV mattress by Brooklyn Bedding.
Something else that's very important is that Brooklyn Bedding manufactures all their RV mattresses in their own factory in Arizona. This means they're able to use premium materials at a reasonable price for you, with no middleman. We're sure you'll be as thrilled with your RV mattress by Brooklyn Bedding as we are with ours. It really is the most comfortable mattress we've ever slept on.
All right, welcome back. Time now for the interview of the week. And this week we look behind the door of the internet's most popular camping app. The app is called The Dyrt, thedyrt.com, and it has some new features that they're going to announce today on this podcast that will do some really great things. First, they'll really help you find boondocking and dispersed camping spots. And then it will also help you snag campsites at no vacancy campgrounds that are all filled up by telling you the minute a cancellation occurs, so you can go and snag that cancellation. Pretty cool deal.
It's a very cool deal. And we can even get you a 30-day trial of this new feature. So be sure to stay tuned.
Our guest is Kevin Long from thedyrt.com. And that is the current most popular RV camping app on iOS and on Android. And Kevin, with his wife Sarah Smith, built the Dyrt. They had a desire to make camping easier for everyone, and it really does help you find whatever type of camping you enjoy, be it RV camping, a tent, cabin rentals. And their app and their website is just a wealth of information. Everything from what kind of a signal you'll get on cellular services to how to find the best campground to stay in.
I know. I cannot believe that every second somebody's getting a campsite through the Dyrt.
That's right. It is so trusted that every second, 1 second, somebody is on the Dyrt. And they had over 30 million annual camper visits last year, over 8 million user-generated campground reviews, and that is really good to know, these reviews. That's how you really can tell what a campground's like. So they're offering some new features, and that's what caused us to invite Kevin on the podcast. So let's welcome the CEO of the Dyrt, Kevin Long. Well, Kevin joins us right now, and Kevin, thanks so much for coming on the program today. Wow, just give everybody a sense of how big the Dyrt has become before we start talking about these exciting new features that you'll be offering.
Well, Mike, it kind of blows my mind away, but every 1 second, a different camper comes to the Dyrt. We are the #1 camping app in both the iOS and Android Play app stores, and we have about 30 million visits a year.
Wow, that's phenomenal. I remember when you and Sarah started this. We talked several years ago, and look at you now. Yeah. Now, we'll talk a little bit about how it all works, but let's jump right to what everybody's going to be excited about, are some of the new features that really take this whole idea of an online campground finding app to some new levels. So tell us what you're going to be offering.
Sure. So, the Dyrt is free to use. We're the only platform out there with over 8 million user-submitted pictures, videos, and reviews. And you can look at all the campgrounds, public, private, free camping, you name it, and look at all the reviews. If you want to upgrade to a Dyrt Pro membership, these are the 3 big features we have coming out with Pro. Pro members, number one, get into a 1,000 campground discount network. We have over 1,000 campgrounds across the U.S. that pro members get up to 40% off on. Plus, when they book on the Dyrt, because we have thousands of bookable campgrounds, they don't pay any of those extra annoying booking fees, right? So that's the discount network. The second thing is the 5,000 free camping collection. We're super excited about that. We worked on this for probably half a year, really focused on all drive-in accessible locations. It includes both established campgrounds and free sites. And then it also gives you map boundaries. So you know if you're going into free dispersed camping or not while you're driving down that dirt road, wondering, am I still in free camping area or not? And this is a big annoying thing I dealt with on my road trip last year. It tells you if you need a permit or not. And if you need a permit, the link to go get it.
Now,
so that's
that
the
is
free camping collection.
almost every other app out there makes you really either open another app or go to their website to find these dispersed camping sites. You have 5,000 of them. You say, are those throughout North America, throughout just the U.S., Canada as well?
Everything we do is just the U.S., but it's all across the whole U.S. We're very balanced across the whole U.S.
Okay, so and these include state forests, BLM land, that kind of stuff.
And
so,
what people don't know is there's hundreds of established BLM campgrounds that are free to camp at, right? And some of them you just need to have a permit. And the annoying part is trying to figure all that stuff out. But with the Dyrt Pro, we tell you which ones are free, if they need a permit or not, and if you need a permit, here's where you go. So that's the Pro free camping collection. And what's interesting is that is fully launching today. So this is a really perfect timing for this podcast. You're the first one that we're making the big announcement of. It's fully rolled out today.
That's pretty exciting. Now, this is the Pro version.
Yep.
So there is a fee for it. How much is that fee?
It is a whopping $35.99 per year.
Okay, so this is not some multi-dozen-dollar thing that you got to do or per lookup. It's
No.
$35.99 a year. But we can get some people a free trial, right?
Yeah, you guys actually, if you go to the site, if put in the code RV Lifestyle, you'll get a full month for free. And you can try it out. There's no obligation. If you don't like it, you cancel it before the month is up. If you like it, you pay $35.99 and keep it for a year.
I'm excited about that because it's something that we can tell our people to try. There's really a free month, and this is a great time to try it because they're all about ready to launch their Memorial Day trips coming up, and the summer plans are being made.
Yep.
So the Dyrt has really become a deep resource for a lot of people. Describe the overview of the whole operation of the Dyrt, including especially the free part that many people have been familiar with. How does it work?
Well, Mike, let me jump through. There's one more big feature that's releasing, and I want to make sure your readers know about it on the Dyrt Pro side. And then how about I talk about the free stuff? How does that sound?
Good. That's great.
So in the Dyrt Pro, the other thing the first version's out now, and the full version's coming out in a few weeks from now, and it's called Dyrt Alerts. And that's where you can get reservations at sold out campgrounds. Mike, we do an annual survey with millions of our users every year. And we had a lot of frustration of campers not being able to get reservations at state parks and national parks because they're all sold out. The reality of that, though, Mike, is they're sold out, but they're not all full. People cancel all the time. So with Dyrt Alerts, as a pro member, you can sit and pick, here's 5 campgrounds I want to camp at. Here's the date I want to camp there. They're all sold out. We ping the APIs every 5 minutes, and as soon as an opening hits, boom, we send you a text message. Mike, you just got a Dyrt Alert. The campground you want on your date's open. Go grab it. And so we're helping campers get reservation at sold out campgrounds. That's part of the Dyrt Pro, in addition to all the other maps and discounts and things you get.
When does that take effect? When you said that's about ready to roll out, when does the Dyrt Alert program begin?
So right now, Dyrt alerts are live on the Dyrt, and you can find them, and you can pay per scan. It's not very expensive. It's like $10 for a scan, and you can scan 5 different campgrounds, and it's a pay per scan use. But in a month from now, if someone signed up for a 30-day free trial, before the end of their free trial using the RV lifestyle code, Dyrt Alerts is going to be put into the pro membership. So in addition to all the discounts, in addition to the 5,000 free camping collection, at no extra cost, you're going to be able to sit there and scan over a dozen campgrounds and reuse those alerts over and over and over again. What we're doing with the Dyrt Pro that's a little bit different is we're just putting all of that membership into that $35.99 a year pro account. Whereas on other platforms, sometimes users are spending hundreds of dollars for this service. We're just saying no additional charge. It's just in with the pro membership, along with all of your discounts and maps and free camping.
Now, how does that work? The Dyrt Alert. You said you scan the APIs. That's the for people who don't know, that's the reservation system, for lack of make it simple. Their whole list, and you look for an opening, a cancellation. Is that how how instantaneous is this?
It's a really good question. So think about it like this. You have a state park you really want to go to, or a national park you really want to go to. You go to the government website, everything's sold out. It's sold out, right? What you can do is you can sit there on your computer and refresh the website page. Just keep refreshing it for a day, for 2 days, for 3 days, for hours and hours and hours. And at some point, because a lot of people, they plan 6 months in advance and they book all these campgrounds, and then they change their plans and they cancel things. If you're sitting there refreshing that government website, all of a sudden, a reservation is going to open up, right? So what the Dyrt Alert essentially does is you don't have to sit in front of a computer and refresh a government website page constantly, waiting for someone to cancel and waiting for an opening to happen. You just tell the Dyrt Pro, hey, I want to camp at one of these campgrounds on these dates, and it's all sold out. Let me know if something opens up. And we sit there and refresh it over and over and over again. And as soon as something opens up, we hit you right on your phone. Hey, Mike, Dyrt Alert, website, go grab the site. Now you're responsible for going to grab it, right? So you still got to move fast, and depending on the level of, how popular it is. But what we end up doing is telling people, look, if you want to go camping at these state parks and national parks, do not get discouraged that they're sold out. Dyrt Alerts is an awesome feature to help you get reservations at sold out campgrounds.
Now, I want to go back to something you said earlier, because I do think this is pretty significant. Your program for Dyrt Alert or Dyrt Pro, which includes that, plus those other features, is $35.99 a year. For some of these other services, we just were checking on one. It's to buy their top tier, which really will let you search for this. It's like $260 or something
like
a year.
$500. I mean, it's
it can go even higher.
Yeah.
So this is all wrapped up into that. Talk a little bit about the free version, because that's a great way for people to enter in. Although, again, if they use our code, they get a free month to try out Dyrt Pro. So that's really a great thing you're doing.
Yeah. So
what's in the free version?
The free version is essentially subsidized by Pro, right? Because Mike, someone signs up for a Pro membership every 4 minutes. This gives us this revenue, and this is why we have the ability to also allow lots of good features for the free users. And so let's back up a second for the free users. Free users are coming in, not using the code yet to just check out the Dyrt, but just doing the free side of things. We have the biggest database of campgrounds. Public campgrounds, state parks, national parks, private campgrounds, RV campgrounds, glamping, and we have free locations, and we have cabins. So we have like this whole gamut, right? If it's in the US, we have it. That's pretty cool, right? But here's the cool thing. We have been working on this for 10 years now. And we have over 8 million user-submitted pictures, videos, and reviews and tips. 8 million. Mike, that is hundreds of thousands of users every single month pulling out their phone, uploading pictures, reviews. I like this campground, here's why. I hate this campground, here's why. And getting that. And that is the actual only way you can solve the pain point of looking for campgrounds online, is actually all of us campers coming together and solving it. Camping is not like hotels where you just scrape it. Everyone needs the same hotel room you put in. Camping is so diverse and everyone wants different things. You need a community to solve it. You need those reviews. And that's the most powerful thing with the Dyrt. And people can use that absolutely free on both the website, thedyrt.com, THEDYRT.com, or type camping into either app store and we're number one and you can get the app.
Well, we will do it. This is a really important thing. We've always stressed to people, before you book, check the reviews. We just booked one. I won't say where it was, but we went to their website, a campground, and it looked so great. And then we got there, and it was terrible. It was dirty. It didn't look at all like it did. They were just using stock tourism photos for this place. So when we actually found a couple of reviews on it, it was like, oh my goodness. And we wish we had checked those before. So that's great. Well, these new pro features are what I think really take you guys to a whole new level. And again, I want to just stress that if they go to and we'll put a link in the show notes in the description below. And you're also on our partners page at rvlifestyle.com, so they can get to that link. And if they use that code RV Lifestyle, they get a free month, and they can do as much as you want with that, learning that program and making sure you're comfortable.
Yeah, and no commitment at all. And if anyone wants to try it for a month, they just go to checkout, they put in RV Lifestyle, and they get that free month to try it.
And that's a great deal. Hey, Kevin, this is great. We're going to play with it ourselves. We've got a big trip we're planning, and I can't wait to get out there and use some of these features. And we'll check in with you maybe a little bit later on in the year, have you come back and tell us, because I have a suspicion that you and Sarah have something else up your sleeve before the end of the year. There'll be something.
We got more features rolling out this summer. Maybe we'll do it in person. Sarah and I are going to hit the road soon in our Revel van, and maybe we'll end up meeting in person. It'd be fun to meet up.
I'd love to hang around a campfire with you guys. All right, Kevin, thank you so much for being our guest on this episode of the podcast.
Thanks, Mike.
So remember, if you use that special link below, you can get a trial period of the Dyrt.
Yeah, 30 days of the Dyrt. You can get the free app just by going to it, but the Dyrt Pro, where all those new features are, we can get you a free 30-day trial, and you can see if it really will work for you. But you got to use the code and follow that link that's in the description below. Coming up, the news of the week.
Tired of overcrowded campgrounds, competing for reservations, paying high fees for sites? Well, ownership is an emerging trend in RVing that just might be right for you. It was for us. Jennifer and I bought some land just west of Nashville, Tennessee, in an incredible collection of mountaintop properties called the Woodlands at Buffalo River. These are 5 to 140 acre properties. Build a house, a cabin, outbuildings, or RV year-round, starting at $79,900. It's your property, your way, 100% ownership, and the scenery is breathtaking. You can landscape, garden, bring your pets, build what you want to. There's high-speed internet, and it's so private. It's a great place to make your home base. No more calling around for reservations. It's ready whenever you want. They're selling these by appointments, 5 to 140 acre sites from $79,900. There's great financing and big discounts on multi-lot packages. For information, visit myrvland.com. That's myrvland.com.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Time now for the RV news of the week. What's our top story this week?
Okay, top story is 1 in 5 campers had to change their plans because of national disasters in the last year. According to a report released by the popular camping app, the Dyrt.
Which we just told you about, the Dyrt. Yeah.
From record flooding at Yellowstone National Park, to record snowfall in California and the Pacific Northwest, to flooding that's happening now along the northern Mississippi River and in California. extreme weather has affected many campers. Mudslides, strong winds, and tornadoes. It's been quite a year. In fact, the number of cancellations has roughly tripled when compared to 2019 numbers, the report said.
Now, we will put a link to some resources, including a story on tips on how you should prepare for extreme weather. But interesting how many people had their plans interrupted. How's this for a story? We often hear about the Virgin River in Zion National Park. Very popular, great place to go hiking. But the rangers there are always rescuing people in the river, and because it can be a swift current through there, or there can be flash floods. So the other day, they were doing some water rescue training when they saved a woman from drowning in the Virgin River. The woman, 25-year-old, had entered this awesome river, and she wasn't able to get out on her own. Park visitors heard her cries. They saw her holding onto a log, and a rescue team was actually, as I say, in the park practicing how to rescue people with swift waters when this call came in. So they were able to quickly get to her and save her. But when they got to her, this is how bad it was. She was not responsive. She didn't have a pulse. They administered CPR. They were able to revive her, and a helicopter came and took her to the hospital. Zion's an awesome park, but man, you want to really pay attention to the weather forecast. And that a storm may come maybe 10, 20 miles away, but it comes rushing down there, and it comes down in that river. Anyway, good thing they were practicing in the park.
And I think maybe because this 25-year-old woman was from Canada, she might not be as familiar with the park as a lot of us are who live in the States. That, man, rain can be far away. You don't even know that it rained, and that water comes down that river, and you're trapped.
Yeah.
Rock on both sides.
Yeah. So you got a
I
got a pretty fun story?
Well,
another lost dog story.
Yeah, another lost dog story. A New York family who lost their dog while camping in North Carolina are hoping the public can help them find their pet, who's been missing for 4 weeks. That is a very long time. The golden retriever named Lucy broke loose from her leash when the family was at Carol Wynn's Camp Wilderness, a campground near Charlotte, North Carolina. The family from the Buffalo area has 2 dogs and said the camping trip was going great until someone at the campground started shooting off fireworks. That scared Lucy, and she broke free and took off. The family brought in trackers, made posters, and are now trying to get the word out nationally in case another camper may have found Lucy and took her home. They're offering a $1,000 reward.
Boy, that's a scary story. There's lost dogs. Again, you got to watch your pets, and the fireworks that did it for them. That's not good. Hey, the RV Industry Association released its February shipments report, and it showed that indeed this recession, or whatever it is that we're in, everybody denies that we're in something, but how about if we just say this economic challenging times? Anyway, they're taking their effect. Wholesale RV shipments are down 51% between February 2023 and last year, 2022. Biggest drop, travel trailers, followed by fifth wheels, and the decline was less dramatic with other RVs. The drop for Class Cs was 10.6%. Camper vans, Class Cs, dropped about 15%. And Class A's dropped to 27%. Typically, travel trailers are the most sensitive to downturns, so it's not surprising that this category had the biggest decline in wholesale shipments, because most are continuing to struggle with rising inflation and high interest rates and overall economic downturn. So if it's the most popular, it's going to have the most effect.
It really surprised me that that it was the C's that have held their own. But the B's, they dropped 15%, while the C's dropped 10%.
Yeah, the
and
C's,
A's I would expect to drop, But I thought the bees would be stronger.
Usually
in their
the
sales.
bees are affected the least, and in this time they were down 15%, while C's were only down 10%. So anyway, it's there. All right, one last story.
One more story.
The Lone Star State. It's got a lot going for it, and here's another reason why.
Texas is getting a new state park called Palo Pinto Mountain State Park. It's 90th. Officials announced that last week. And the park is in Straw, a 600-person town about 75 miles west of Fort Worth. The nearly 5,000-acre parcel has bluebonnets, prickly pear, cactus, oak, and juniper trees, and a lake. It will have a soft opening this year and be fully operational in about 2 years. And the state park is expected to have 60 campsites when completed.
That's awesome. 90th State Parks. Congratulations, Texas, and right in the heart of bluebonnet country. Maybe we can visit it next spring. All right, we come back. The Queen Bee of RV, Brenda, the RV inspector, is back to help dispel some myths and ease any concerns you have, answer your questions about propane use in an RV. Stay with us.
One of the most exciting developments for RVs is happening out west in Arizona. Western Land and Ranches is selling 5-acre high-elevation ranches just off the famous Route 66, the birthplace of the American road trip. And these are beautiful, secluded tracts of land surrounded by majestic mountain ranges with sweeping valley views. The high elevation is a unique microclimate as well, giving you cooler temperatures, green grasses, and tree cover, making it unique for desert property. The community is in the center of it all, close to the best of the West: Grand Canyon, Las Vegas, Lake Havasu, Lake Mead, Lake Mojave, the Colorado River, Flagstaff, Sedona, and historic Williams. If you're tired of crowded RV parks and paying high fees for sites, well, ownership might be right for you. This incredible collection of mountaintop properties called Greenwood Ranches hit the market, and it's selling out fast. There is no HOA. You can build a house, a cabin, outbuildings, or just RV. It's your property, your way, 100% ownership. Visit the website to get details and set up a showing, ArizonaRVland.net. That's ArizonaRVland.net.
When we're on a road trip, we always seem to find a way to stop at a Camping World center. There are over 225 Camping World locations across the country, and there's always one close by when we need parts and accessories for our RV or just want to shop. In fact, we have so much fun with Camping World, and as we talk about it as one of our sponsors, they have agreed to offer a 10% discount if you use the coupon code RVLifestyle10 when you buy $99 or more in merchandise. You'll find everything you want, from outdoor furniture and appliances, the ones you see us use in our videos and that we talk about here in the podcast. RV extras that include everything from camping chairs to fire pits, electrical accessories, must-have gadgets. Check them all out. And again, don't forget, use the coupon code RVLifestyle10 when you visit campingworld.com.
Now, it's time for the RV tip of the week from certified RV inspector Brenda of the Queen Bee RV.
Brenda's focus is on educating RVers, especially women. She's a regular contributor to the podcast. She loves to share her experience and expertise with our whole audience. And today she's going to dig into some of the myths that people have about propane and maybe overcome fears that you might have about propane in an RV, and give us a good primer on what we need to know about propane in an RV. Here's Brenda, Queen Bee RV.
I've been known to take a poll quite frequently with my fellow RVers, and especially the gals on the all-ladies weekends, asking them, what is your biggest concern and fear when it comes to operating the propane system on your RV? And we get all kinds of answers back, stemming from fear of fire and explosion, fear of carbon monoxide poisoning. Some people just want to know how to operate and light the stove. Other people just don't have an understanding of the system, so they won't use it or they'll take the whole thing out. Now, I love teaching this class. It's one of my favorites because I was afraid too. I did not want to light my stove. And once I started understanding all of the safety checklists that I can do as a consumer, and also what the manufacturer has done to make sure that this thing is a safe system, it's very efficient, inexpensive fuel source to use. So I want to share those things with you because I think knowledge is power. Now, first of all, I'm going to suggest I want you to get an annual leak drop test done, a professional leak drop test done by a technician or an inspector. They'll come in and check the integrity of the entire system and make sure there's no leaks. You can also do your own test. You can get dishwashing soap, kids bubbles, or that spray you find online, and you can swab or spray all of the connections yourself. You can do that on every single trip if it gives you peace of mind. Any place you see a little connection or a bend here, spray it or swab it on if that gives you peace of mind. There's also a propane sniffer that you could get. Now, it's not foolproof. It's definitely not for outdoor use on a breezy day like today. It's just going to blow the propane away with the breeze. But you can use it on the interior just for an added layer of a checklist item that makes you feel confident as a consumer. So check out a propane sniffer if you want. You also have a fire extinguisher. Make sure that thing is charged, that it's by the exit entry door. It doesn't need to be in a cargo bin or under the bed or in a drawer. Keep it charged. Make sure it's not older than 10 years old and it's in the proper location. You have several detectors. You have the smoke detector, the LP detector, and the CO or carbon monoxide detector. The smoke detector is going to be 9-volt battery, so keep that thing fresh. The LP detector will always be hardwired to the coach battery, so keep that thing charged. The CO might be a combo with your LP detector, and so it'd be hardwired. Sometimes it's a standalone on 9-volt. They all need to be replaced, those detectors, at the 5 to 7 year mark. They do expire, and you'll find the manufacturer date on the back side of those, so check those. And if you haven't replaced yours in a while or you don't know the dates, get them replaced. Now, I'd like to dispel a couple of misunderstandings that people have about the actual use of propane. One question I get quite frequently is, what if the flame went out? Is propane still flowing like in the middle of the night and my flame went out on one of my appliances? So here are the safety features you have in place when it comes to propane flowing to your appliance. First of all, when it's first trying to ignite or start, it'll attempt to ignite 3 times, and if it's unsuccessful, the gas valve will close, so propane is not flowing. It goes on appliance lockout, and you can reset it and try it again. The other feature is there's something called a flame sense inside the appliance in that burn assembly area, and if it doesn't detect a flame, it's going to shut down the gas valve, so propane will not be flowing if it were to blow out. Another misunderstanding I get, the question is about, are there carbon monoxide fumes just flowing about when I'm using my furnace inside the RV? And the answer is no, and here is why. In a properly operating system, all of your propane appliances like the fridge, water heater, and furnace, combustion is taking place outdoors and on the exterior of the RV, and all those fumes are being exhausted to the exterior of the RV. There's one appliance where combustion takes place on the indoors, and that is your cooktop, your oven. So if you're cooking with propane, I want you to keep the vent fan open or crack a window. So I hope some of these tips were helpful and gave you some peace of mind, and we'll see you next time on another episode. Now back to you, Mike and Jen.
So that's a good tip, particularly about using that vent, cracking that vent when you cook inside there. Didn't think of that, and I've got to say we don't do that. So.
Well, I usually do because I want the
take it back.
I want the odors that I'm
the cooking
making
odors.
the cooking orders to leave the area rather than sticking forever.
Well, here it shows you how much I know about
you
cooking
cook.
in the RV. Yeah, I cook outside.
You
outside.
do.
Yeah.
You're the outside cooker.
All right, thanks, Brenda. Brenda is a regular on the program, and we're delighted to have her. She'll be back next week with another tip. Now it's the RV App of the Week, and this is taken from the pages of newtraveltech.com. That's our sister blog that celebrates the many ways technology enhances the travel experience. And this week's app is called Weather on the Way. Mm-hmm. It's an iOS-only app, and it provides real weather updates We're impressed with this thing. You can do a lot of stuff with it. So, I'm into this thing. You can set your driving route. It'll forecast the kind of weather ahead, so it's ideal for planning a road trip.
And something everybody should have.
Yeah.
Always need to know what the weather is.
It's compatible with CarPlay, Apple CarPlay. Now, probably the downside is it doesn't work on Android. They don't have an Android version. If you're looking for a similar version on Android, you could probably just search for weather en route or weather, on the road, stuff like that. There are a couple of them. This is a free version. They, of course, have a pro version that you can buy for $5 a month, and you can get a lifetime at something like $85. But check it out. It's a new app, and we just saw it, and we think that that's a pretty handy use, particularly if you want to know what it's going to be like where you're going. And the name of the app is Weather on the Way. And it's, again, for just you iOS users. All right, when we come back, the RV question of the week.
When we're asked what's the most important modification we made to our RV, it's an easy answer. Battle-Born batteries. Battle-Born batteries are quality, safe, reliable lithium batteries that allow us to stay out there off the grid longer. Lithium batteries charge faster, they charge fuller, they're longer lasting, they're maintenance free, and Battle-Born batteries are protected by a 10-year guarantee. Now, in our case, they just dropped into the existing AGM batteries that we have, and they'll probably be the same on your rig too. Battle-Born battery experts can get those in your rig just like they did with ours. They can also match you up with the right cabling, the inverter, the charger, the solar controller, everything. Jennifer and I swear by our Battle-Born batteries. They allow us to boondock off the grid. Check them out. Go to rvlifestyle.com/lithium. rvlifestyle.com/lithium.
Welcome back, and now it's time for the question of the week. And this week the question is from Laura, and she said, I am considering RV full-time. I am struggling with whether I should keep the house or sell the house. Is it worth to keep the house as home base? Why? Thanks, Laura.
That's a great question. Our advice is don't sell, not yet. You need to live in your RV, I would say a year, at least a year. It is not going to be everything that you thought it would be. It might be more, but I mean, it's not going to be everything. You're going to find surprises that you didn't expect, challenges that you didn't expect. I mean, obviously, it's a great lifestyle, and many people love it, but not everybody. It is not for everybody. And if you sell your house and you find out you're one of those that really aren't equipped for full-time RV living, then you're going to have some issues.
And we suggest, if possible, rent it out.
Rent your house out.
Rent your house out, and then you can come back if you want. I guess it depends on how much money you have, and how much you like the home that you have, whether you're willing to give it up. Maybe you move around a lot and you don't have that many roots there, so then I guess it's not a big deal.
Now,
but if you like your house, try to rent it out.
Now, we have never been 100% full-timers, and from the start, we never have wanted to do that. We like having a home base. Our problem is that we have a couple of different home bases, but still we have a home base. And I think that there comes a time, it shows up about year 3 or 4, when many full-timers say, okay, we've done it, we've made all of our trips, now we want to settle down. A lot of people buying RV property that they're building where they can stay longer in their own land as a home base. Other people are kind of coming off the road full-time. 3 years and then 6-7 years is another time that we see many people drop off. We know in our 11 years, I would guess 30 to 40% of all the full-timers that we know are no longer full-timing. So, everyone admits after a while that the urge to have a home base is pretty strong. So find out for yourself. Get used to the different challenges. One of the factors everybody talks about full-timing is decision fatigue, because you always are in a new town, a new place. You got to find out, where's the nearest supermarket? Oop, I don't like that supermarket. Where's another one? And there's just a lot of decisions, and it really does add up.
Where are we going to stay? Got to find a vet. Got to find a doctor. Oh dear, I've got a tooth problem. I got to find a dentist. They're just things that you have to find. Maybe you get tired of having new neighbors or being so close to your neighbor.
Yeah.
And it just kind of wears thin after a while.
So we obviously don't know Laura's personal situation, your economic situation, because that's a big factor. If you can't afford a full-time RV and have a house, then you really do have a decision that you have to make. But if you can afford to go out and full-time for a while, give yourself a year. And again, as Jen said, you could rent your house up and recover some of the that lost income. But then you always have it, you know.
And for a lot of years, we were in a Class B, the two of us.
In a van, yeah.
With a big dog. I mean, we've had 2 Norwegian Elkhounds. We had Ty, and now we have Bo, and they're a good-sized dog. So to live in it full-time, some people do, and they love it. But I need a little more space.
The estimates are that of the 11 million Americans who identify themselves as campers or RVers, about 10% are at the most are full-timers. So that's not a lot. That's not a lot. I mean, it's, you know, 1 million people is a lot of people, but that should tell you something. Now, a lot of people are working. They can't leave job. Their kids can't leave schools, all that stuff. There is a whole group and a community out there that are road schooling their kids full-time, and they're doing a great job. People now can work remotely, so it's possible to earn an income on the road and out of an RV. But just try it first. That's all we're saying. And don't immediately sell and then say, I'm full-time. Ease into it.
And a lot of people, they get their RV, but now you want to go full-time. A lot of people go in and say, I'm giving it 6 months, I'm giving this a year full-time. I mean, they don't want to do the full-time thing. Now you do. You can do whatever you want to do.
You can, but selling the house, I think it's worth it to keep it for a year to make sure that it's a good fit full-time. Because you can still be an RVer and still have a house. You can be a 3/4 timer, which is what we normally are, a half timer, a quarter timer, a vacation timer, a weekender, or whatever you want. But make sure it's a good fit for you. All right, hey, we would love to get your questions, and the best way to reach us is through our private email, which is mikeandjen@rvlifestyle.com. That's it for this week. We'll be back next week. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Happy trails.